Welcome back to Tribe Talk. This is Jay Colley, where we talk all things Tribe. Today, we're talking with head women's basketball coach at William & Mary, Coach Ed Swanson. And first of all, Coach, welcome, and it's good to see you in your office.
It's great to be in my office, Jay, and it's great to be back with you again.
Coach, tell us about the new normal for the women's basketball program and your coaching staff. Give our audience a little bit of an insight of what's happening right now.
Yeah, first of all, my players have done an outstanding job with the changes, and we consistently talk to them that this is something new for everybody. And I think I explained to you before we came on, it feels like December 27th up here every day, because the only thing we see are the men's basketball team and our team and our strength staff. And but our players have done an incredible job. They came in with great attitudes. They're in terrific condition after missing, obviously, the postseason workouts and summer session. And a big thank you to my staff, especially Mary Gleason and Michelle Karowski, who have done a great job of keeping us online with our recruiting and our workouts. So we really haven't skipped a beat, Jay.
Give us an idea of what practice is looking like right now.
Well, we just entered phase 3, which has been terrific. Phase 1 and phase 2 were, social distancing and no contact. So a lot of, shooting, conditioning, that sort of thing. And phase 2 was kind of the same thing, except we were able to have the whole team. Friday, we turned the page into phase 3, which we could do contact drills. So it was really fun watching our players compete again. And I know they were getting really frustrated with the phases and stuff, but that was stuff that we had to do with the world we're in right now with this virus. But Friday was a great day. It was exciting. We got up and down the floor for about 20 minutes, and they competed real hard. That was the last time I saw them compete was when we played James Madison here all the way back in March, and a couple practices at the CAA tournament. So it was a fun day Friday, and we're looking forward to getting back after it again today.
Well, your program has certainly been the epitome of a winning program and a competitive program, giving our fan base a chance to see some outstanding play at the Capitol Arena in the last several years. I got to ask you, how are the freshmen? It's always about that new blood coming into the program. Sure. How are the freshmen looking right now?
Sure. The freshmen have been great. I mean, they're developing, and they're adjusting on the fly as well. This isn't a new normal for them in regards to their freshman year, away from basketball. But all 4 of them have done exceptionally well. They're quick learners. They compete real hard. All solid players who will help us on the floor this year in one form or another, and just terrific players that want to get better and terrific students.
Coach, last show we featured the SAAC president and highlighted some of the many initiatives the group is bringing forward. One is concerning getting out the vote and having everyone have a voice. How is that going with your program?
Well, that's something we've talked about, throughout when we were away from each other on our Zoom calls about making a difference. We have 100% registered voters on our team. I got hats off to Mary Gleason, my assistant. She's really taken the head on that and gotten the players the forms they needed and stuff like that. So our players, as you know, Jay, and as the William & Mary community knows, they make a difference more than just on the basketball floor.
Coach, speaking of on the basketball floor, when do you think, any predictions at this point in time when we're going to get into live action so our fans can follow Tribe women's basketball?
Sure, Jay. I told our team day by day, let's just get better. We can't control what we can't control. And we're slated to start November 25th. Our schedule, our non-conference schedule, is still a work in progress. Because some teams will play and some teams won't play and some teams won't travel. So we're still filling some slots for our non-conference, but we're really hoping, at the end of November, early December, we can get started.
Briefly, Coach, what are the new rules. I mean, signing season is right around the corner for your coaches to recruiting. That part of the game, among many others, has been really turned upside down, hasn't it?
It has. We really haven't skipped a beat. We're in a dead period until January 1st. So we've been in a dead period since we came back from the CAA tournament. So we weren't allowed to go out and evaluate players. But again, my staff and players did a phenomenal job using, Zoom, and we've taken 4 commitments. Obviously, we can't comment on any of them until after November, but we're real satisfied with next year's recruiting class. Now, Jay, the following year's recruiting class is really going to be, is the issue, because we didn't get out to evaluate, and we are evaluating, over film and so forth, over video, but that's hard to do sometimes. We really like to get into the gym and watch our recruits play. So hopefully, after January 1st, we can get back out on the road and watch some of these the next generation of players that we're recruiting.
Coach, we trust that your family is well right now. How has it affected your family life? And, give us a little bit of an insight of how you're doing.
We're doing fine. We're healthy. Thanks for asking, Jay. My wife and I caught up on a lot of TV shows, a lot of Netflix. We became great friends with Netflix. I had an opportunity, obviously, to spend a lot of time with the boys, Connor and Matthew. I'm not home. They were homeschooled, obviously, last year with the, online, and again this year. Hats off has to go off to my wife, Marion, because she handles a lot of those duties while I'm up here in the office and so forth. But it was a tough time, I think, because of the virus and what people were going through. But it was nice to be home with the family.
Coach, can't wait to see you get back to work where the public can watch you and follow your tremendous women's basketball program at William & Mary. Ed Swanson has been our guest on Tribe Talk, and we appreciate your time.
Jay, thank you so much.
Big banks leaving a bad taste in your mouth, charging you all sorts of fees and giving you nothing in return. Open a LangleyPays checking account and you'll earn 10 cents every time you use your debit card. Get your paycheck up to 3 days early and avoid those nasty fees. Now that's a sweet account. Call us or visit a Langley branch to open an account today.
Today's brands need to activate their marketing budgets to engage consumers locally where they live and shop. Local events across the country are seeking relevant sponsors and partners, and retailers are always looking for ways to increase store traffic and dollar sales. Bring all parties together and, well, bam! Brand Activation Maximizer, or BAM, is a proven, one-of-a-kind software platform that connects brands, events, and retailers. It provides brands with unique opportunities to reach consumers, while helping events grow bigger and better. And best of all, BAM gets proven sales results by taking retailer interests into account. We've already successfully optimized more than $200 million in sponsorship to date, featuring some of the world's biggest brands and events. Yours could be next. BAM! It's that simple.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk. We are thrilled to welcome Felecia Hayes, our Student Athletic Advisory Council's Diversity and Inclusion Chair and Junior Sprinter on the track and field team. First of all, Felecia, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Jay.
The Diversity and Inclusion Chair is something new to the SAAC program for this coming year. What can you tell us about this role?
The Diversity and Inclusion Chair is just something that SAAC incorporated so that everyone can feel welcome in Tribe Athletics. It's something that I feel, and everyone around me feels, extremely important and just very passionate about our tribe family and just ways of incorporating different groups of people on campus and in athletics that need to be cared about more.
With that as a backdrop, reflect on the current social climate if you can, and obviously you want to include real conversations that are happening at all levels of society now.
Absolutely. So over the past month or so, I think I've worked a lot with Ted and other athletes to try to make sure that William & Mary is keeping up their end of the bargain and believing in their Black athletes and also in just other people around in and around campus that may not be cared about in the actual real world. So it's important to, in these times, to hone in on the real issues that are going on in and around this country. So I think that can be done through SAAC.
Felecia, have you have you had help from your fellow student body and to coordinate these and have the events been effective in your mind?
Absolutely. Like I said, I've worked a lot with Ted. I've worked with other student athletes. We've created many initiatives and just reaching out to other schools and trying to, bridge that gap and create connections just to start conversations that need to be had maybe years ago. But I think that we're making a lot of steps in the right directions in regards to just bridging gaps between administrations and in between administration and student athletes.
As you enter your first year in this role, what are your personal goals?
My personal goals are the same goals that I've had as an individual and as a Black woman in the world, just to make sure that I'm not forgotten about and make sure that there's safe spaces for people that look like me and people who are not as privileged as other people. So my personal goals are just to incorporate that in SAAC however way that I can and work with people that are like-minded, like the different chairs and president and vice president in SAAC.
Throughout the spring and summer, you are an active voice in our community. But can you brief us a little bit about the initiatives you have helped organize and participated in that maybe we've read about it in the newspaper?
Over the summer, after the murder of George Floyd, me and a couple other student athletes decided that we wanted to protest and just speak up about a lot of the issues that we just saw in and around campus and in and around this country. So that's mainly what the protests were about.
SAAC has a new voice in the room in the person of Daryl Blackstock, a former NFL player who is currently a member of the tribe coaching staff with the football program. Can you comment on what his leadership role has meant to the group?
Coach Blackstock has done a great job, coming in and ready to push his initiatives, and we're all on board for them. He's been a great leader, and he's been a great example for the different chairs in SAAC right now to let us know what leadership looks like and what it's like to get things done.
We're speaking with Felecia Hayes, our Student Athletic Advisory Council's Diversity and Inclusion Chair and junior sprinter on the track and field team. You mentioned that you were talking with other universities. How do you come up with the people you talk to? Do they have do they have people in similar roles? And have you been welcomed as you reach out? We
initially were reached out by CNU's SAAC representation, and they decided that they wanted to start having the conversation of what inclusivity looks like on all of our campuses. So started discussing some ideas, and next thing you know, there was a walk that was created, a unity walk with a lot of the 757 schools in the Tidewater area. And that just created a lot of conversations of what does inclusivity look like on my campus versus other campuses. So that was a good experience. And I think that now we have a way to, reach out and just have those conversations that we were seeking to have.
Felecia, final question. As a true leader with this university, what are you doing, and do you feel like your fellow students are adhering to the COVID-19 requirements that clearly the university is putting out for the greater good?
In regards to COVID-19 and adjusting with a lot of those just newer ways of communicating with others and trying to get our voices out, there's been a lot of Zoom meetings. There's been a lot of text messages and emails being sent, but I think that a lot of us are being very flexible and making sure that we're just getting things done.
Well, you're getting things done in a big way, and we appreciate your time. I know it's a busy time of year for everyone on campus, and thank you very much for your time and continued success.
Thank you.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
Are the big banks leaving a bad taste in your mouth, charging you all sorts of fees and giving you nothing in return? Open a LangleyPays checking account and you'll earn 10 cents every time you use your debit card. Get your paycheck up to 3 days early and avoid those nasty fees. Now that's a sweet account. Call us or visit a Langley branch to open an account today.
The Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, recognizes exceptional William & Mary student athletes for their contributions as leaders in the classroom and the community. This week's Tribe Leader of the Week, presented by the Virginia Lottery, is women's soccer senior Mariana Hirschner. The Tribe midfielder appeared in 12 matches last season, including 4 starts. In the classroom, Mariana is majoring in business analytics and data science with a concentration in marketing. She's a 3-time William & Mary Provost Award winner and was selected to the CAA Commissioner's Academic Honor Roll each of the last 3 seasons. Mariana is a Student Athlete Advisory Committee representative for women's soccer and served as a member of the CAA SAAC Voter Registration Subcommittee. The subcommittee's goal was to ensure that all CAA student athletes register to vote. Thanks to Mariana's efforts, William & Mary was the first league school to achieve 100% voter registration among student athletes.
With your Village Bank debit card, earn points on everyday purchases and redeem them for something special. Village Bank, you're a neighbor, not a number.
Everything you know about Colonial Heritage is true. A beautiful golf course with exquisite dining and superb event space. But this is also true. You don't have to live there to play, dine, or celebrate there. So let Colonial Heritage be your host for a round, a meal, or a gathering. It's all true. You don't have to live there to enjoy being there. At Colonial Heritage, golf memberships are available. ColonialHeritageClub.com.
Today's brands need to activate their marketing budgets to engage consumers locally where they live and shop. Local events across the country are seeking relevant sponsors and partners, and retailers are always looking for ways to increase store traffic and dollar sales. Bring all parties together and, well, bam! Brand Activation Maximizer, or BAM, is a proven, one-of-a-kind software platform that connects brands, events, and retailers. It provides brands with unique opportunities to reach consumers, while helping events grow bigger and better. And best of all, BAM gets proven sales results by taking retailer interests into account. We've already successfully optimized more than $200 million in sponsorship to date, featuring some of the world's biggest brands and events. Yours could be next. BAM! It's that simple.
Welcome back to Tribe Talk. This is Jay Colley, and we are honored to have joining us today the great Sean Lissemore, one of the all-time great football players and athletes at William & Mary. And Sean, first of all, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me on, Jay.
Sean, we've got a lot to talk to you about, but we've had you on specifically because the Tribe Athletics has started a program called Gridiron Greats, and it's going to air right after our show today. It's specifically this week's ball game we're going to be talking about is that wonderful Virginia victory by the Tribe in 2009, a team that not only did you play on, but started the game. You were one of the senior leaders. First of all, have you seen the show? Have you seen the Gridiron Greats?
No, I had a chance to watch it, and it was great to kind of recollect those memories and go down memory lane and enjoy that win. That UVA game was such a pivotal game for us. We had worked so hard in the spring, in the summer, and I think that game was one on the calendar that we had marked, and we were ready to roll. We were so excited for that. We had, all our leadership, all our senior leaders, we'd worked so hard in preparation for that game. And when you get an opportunity to play an FBS opponent like that, it's kind of like the Super Bowl. I mean, you get that chance to go out there and compete with players that in a sense you've been told that they're better than you. Teams that have said, we're going to pass on you and you're not good enough. So getting the opportunity to go out there and to show your stuff and to really make a statement. I mean, that was just an incredible way to open the year.
One of the great, all-time great football players, Michael Clemens, came back and gave a speech prior to the game. He's a wonderful, inspirational speaker. Anyway, any recollection on Michael's talk?
Yeah, I remember Michael being there, and obviously just one of the great all-time William & Mary players. Had such a great career in Canadian football. But to have him even be there, I mean, that was just an incredible moment. It really wasn't typical for us to have guest speakers. I know, Coach Laycock tended to, do all the pregame speeches himself, and to have him there, we knew that was a special moment. His energy was incredible. I know his message resonated with everyone on that team.
Defense led the way that day in that great victory the Tribe had over UVA, talking about 2009. Sean, the players on that team that went on to the National Football League, B.W. Webb, David Caldwell, you had 7 years in the NFL. What a group of talented young men that were assembled and wearing the green and gold.
Yeah, that was an incredible team, and we just had such great players, such a great group of guys that really bought into the message of that team and to what we were trying to accomplish. I reflect upon it, and I look at our linebackers, our secondary, our defensive line. I mean, just our offense, special teams across the board. We had such phenomenal players, and just a great team, a great group of guys. And then reflecting on it later on, just to see the impact that we've made professionally too. A lot of these guys have gone on to do incredible things in professional football. It's just a special group of guys, and it's one that I reflect on fondly.
You made a play to begin the fourth quarter, as I recall, 4th down and 1. We're at Scott Stadium. Obviously, most of the house against William & Mary. Give us a little bit of an insight about what was going through your mind on that great defensive play.
Well, that was a pivotal moment for us in that particular game. And I know that we were all exhausted. It was the fourth quarter. It had been a real dogfight that entire game. We knew if we stopped them there, it was going to swing the momentum of the game. They'd gone through about 3 quarterbacks at that point. I think they went through Vic Hall, Sewell, Verica, and they were trying everything that they could. And, it was 16-14. We had the edge at that point, and we knew if we could make that stop, that, we had a shot. And again, we went to that game with confidence, but that confidence never let up. And I think that particular play really reflects that confidence. I mean, a Division I team like that, tends to be able to get a few yards on a 4th and 1. And I think in that particular instance, we just showed them that there's absolutely no way they're going to get that. Everyone flew to the ball. Everyone had super high energy. We said we were a green swarm. I think that's exactly what it was. We swarmed that ball, and you could see all the energy, the excitement on the sideline. It was fantastic.
A young man named B.W. Webb was a freshman, and he came up with 3 interceptions, including what ostensibly was the game winner late. You had an interesting story about that.
Yeah, B.W. Webb, he played lights out that game. I think overall, we have 7 turnovers that entire game. And that one was just the game sealing turnover, obviously. And he ran out of the field, out of the stadium. I remember running towards him and trying to keep up with him a little bit, but I mean, he's a fast kid. So he was gone. And I remember, pulling my helmet off after he ran through the end zone. And I think we got a penalty for that. And I really kind of hung my hat on being a pretty disciplined player, but I pulled my helmet off, and they flagged me for that. So I caught a little flack about that after the game.
Yeah. Catch up with Sean Lissemore. Where are you living now, your family, and what are you doing?
Yeah, right now I'm living in Double Oak, Texas, and I'm the athletic director for St. Mark's School of Texas. It's just been a great opportunity for us to be in a place that we've really enjoyed. The school's been fantastic to us. In the first couple of years, there's been some challenges. Our campus was hit by an F3 tornado. And then obviously this whole pandemic situation has been a challenge for athletic programs across the country. But St. Mark's is a great place to be. So many parallels to William & Mary in a sense, just being a great academic institution and just great people too.
Sean, you are one of the all-time greats. You're also one of the all-time great people, and we really appreciate your time today. Again, stay tuned next for Gridiron Greats, and it's a great program. You'll really enjoy it. It's about the victory this week, about the victory the Tribe had in 2009 over UVA. That begins every Thursday at 6 o'clock. Sean, thanks so much, and continued success, and don't be a stranger back to your alma mater.
Thanks, Jay. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.